this idea to take you through my day in Hong Kong 2 days before my due date as a prego expat, and just show you how it all works in here, what do I do to keep myself busy, sane, non-hysterical, and just to show you like how Hong Kong is, and whilst getting ready to have my very first baby. So it's currently about 7:15. John just left to work, and I'm gonna get ready to have breakfast. It is so ready. Week 40 tomorrow. By the way, yeah, this is gonna be very raw, organic, wholesome document of my day in Hong Kong. So what pregnancy definitely taught me is to stay hydrated. I have been pretty bad when it comes to drinking loads of water, so now I'm actually capable of drinking 2 of these, which is 2.5 liters twice a day. So pretty much, yeah, about at least 4 liters every single day. By the way, a little bit of a product placement. This is a t-shirt that was made by my friend Yulia, who's an artist here in Hong Kong, so definitely go and check her out. Her Instagram handle is made by Yum, J-U-M. So here are all of the vitamins that I've been taking. Not this one yet. This is for after the baby. So one is called Baby and Me, prenatal multivitamin. It has pretty much everything that you need, I think. Yeah. Vitamin C, and then a folic acid, and of course Gaviscon for the unavoidable heartburn that happens in our 3rd trimester a lot. So this is going to be my bowl for breakfast. I always thought that people on YouTube, they somehow modify their diet a little bit just to kind of come across like, oh, so genuine and so super healthy and everything. But honestly, I have been really good to myself and wanted to stick to a really healthy diet. So this is actually something that I have literally, truly almost every single day. So yeah, so it's oats, pumpkin seeds, raisins, what else is there? Flax seeds and chia seeds. And I'm gonna put this all to boil, and that's pretty much it, really. So when it comes to coffee, I used to be a gourmet when it comes to having Americano almost every single day. At least 2 or 3 cups of this, you know, filter drip, you know, AeroPress fancy kind of Americano. And since I had to cut back a lot on caffeine, I became this cheap whore when it comes to adding any plant-based milk to your coffee, because I just couldn't stand the taste a little bit. So I had that little bit of an aversion like in my 1st trimester, and now I slightly started to come back to have a coffee a little bit more often. So I switched to this, a classic Nescafe in a sachet. All of this kind of horrible stuff that I would judge people for from. And for that little bit of an extra sweetness, I add a cheeky teaspoon of a jam or marmalade rather. Woohoo, it's done! So I will try to put this together just to tell you like how we got here and how it all has been really for us. So long story short, we moved to Hong Kong from UK about a year ago. I am originally from Czech Republic, but I got married to this English person who's been fantastic, by the way, all the way through. Brexit hit, lockdown hit, COVID hit, and we were kind of fed up. After me about 4 years living in UK, I finished my masters, then we moved to Hertfordshire, and it was really hard for me to kind of break the wall, get into the English community and get the job that I really wanted. So long story short, we moved to Hong Kong. John actually had a fantastic opportunity to move within his team in London to Hong Kong, which was absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, it was during the time when we arrived to Hong Kong, all of the COVID restrictions around Europe and America, they started to sort of like fizzle away, and then it was hitting Hong Kong really, really hard, and we had to stay 21 days in quarantine in a hotel. So I still don't understand how we did it, but I think it was just a pure exhaustion from cancelling our wedding twice and kind of moving the country and continent and kind of all of this manic energy around it. So yeah, well done us, really. And during that I had a time, during those 21 days, even before I had a chance to step out of the hotel room and see Hong Kong, I got a job, a full-time job, which was great, and it all was just fantastic. It was last year in October, and then in March, I found out that I was pregnant because of course what happened, there was a lockdown in Hong Kong again, and what do you do in a lockdown, right? You just have babies. So I didn't know that it's gonna go so quick, because you always kind of hear, you know, couples struggling for years and years, and that it takes time to actually conceive. And I was just so grateful that our bodies were ready. So that was just incredible to find out. So yeah, I conceived in about March, and that's where we kind of like kicked off the whole pregnancy journey. We had a chance to explore Hong Kong as much as we could during the lockdown, which was fantastic. Doing a lot of hikes and getting to know new people and creating our small kind of like bubbles of communities, which was fantastic. And that already helped me to understand, you know, the support system that you already need, like when it comes to pregnancy. Wanted to go back home and see my family in Prague and see my friends and catch up with everyone before I would pop and before we're gonna be with a kid. And my job unfortunately didn't want me to go, because there is a week of quarantine that had to be done when you come back to Hong Kong. So you will basically always pay price when you want to go and see Hong Kong. And now the restrictions are actually getting a little bit better, but it's just it is what it is. You can think about it what you want. And so it didn't happen, so I had to leave the job that I had. And then eventually, after we came back from Europe, I just decided to do a little bit of a freelancing. But to be perfectly honest, being pregnant and trying to get a job is extremely hard, because even though as bad people think it is, like, it's extremely hard to kind of get any long committing gigs for me to commit, and people are nervous about it. But I still kind of managed. However, it was quite nurturing because I had a chance to do a lot of volunteering. So I volunteered for this fantastic charity called Redress. I volunteered for this fabulous charity called Hanuman, which is feeding homeless people on the streets with food. So that gave us so much more insight when it comes to Hong Kong and its poverty, and seeing a different angle to it, and understanding the place where you live from all of the perspectives, which was great. Coming back to my pregnancy, first trimester sucked, so I was still in my full-time job, and it lasted about 7 weeks when I just had to tell my manager because I was suffering from quite a lot of nausea. I mean, I've never physically threw up, but I just felt very weak, super tired, just agitated, and it was not great. But you know what? It will all pass eventually. So went through that, and then second trimester was pretty much a honeymoon, to be perfectly honest. It was great because part of it we spent in Europe, so that also got me distracted. It was great. I just felt very light, and baby was kicking, and that was great, and everything was healthy and stuff. And then we came back and I started my third trimester, and I was a little bit anxious about it because everyone kept telling like, oh yeah, those first trimester symptoms are definitely gonna kick in, but they didn't. So that was great. I was definitely a little bit more knackered, but I feel like, you know, you're carrying a baby, man. Like, your body is a factory, is a machine, and it is developing a brand new life. So allow yourself to be tired and admit yourself that it sucks, you know, and it's not that great. However, I mean, I think I tried to educate myself as critically as I could, because the amount of information on the internet is so overwhelming, and everyone's pregnancy is so different that you can't really even listen to any recommendations. And my friend did this, and my grand did that, and my mum did that. So I feel like it taught me a lot to just kind of be able to listen to your body and listen to your intuition, because it really just knows what you're doing. Like, especially like when it comes to, like, I feel, you know, the pregnancy cravings are a little bit of a false, to be honest, but there is some truth to it. You know, your body will tell you if you're lacking protein, or if you need more carbs, or, you know, if you just need to go for a walk, or if you just need to get a little bit more cardio, like all of these things. So I think it was just worth it to kind of teach yourself to become a better listener of yourself, if that makes sense. And just ask and always kind of challenge all of the passing information that will kind of be thrown at you. Like, it's been very challenging because my impatience is through the roof, and I'm always very I kind of had this idea of our baby coming a little bit earlier. I don't know why. I was very kind of intuitive with that thought, and I thought that it might be true, but I really don't know, like, if it's gonna be true, especially when she's a little bit apparently like a smaller size, which is a good thing apparently for the labor, for vaginal delivery. However, I've been just impatient really, and just trying to stay sane and keep the hopes high, and it's just very difficult to keep that oxytocin, you know, the hormone of love and support and kindness, you know, that triggers the labor, you know, like, to keep it up there. But, you know, I've been doing my best. I know that it's very important to have a trust in your body and your baby, and we still don't know what triggers the labor. But I'm trying to trust the process and be very respectful to the whole transition that I will be experiencing. So we will see. So I've done a little bit of work. I did my meditation, I did my yoga session, and now I'm just gonna make some lunch. Oh yeah, and I peed at least 15 times this morning. There are also, I made some of these birth affirmations, hoping to be able to labor at home a little bit, so this is something that I can read. We've got barley, risotto, mushrooms, Chinese bok choy, and I'm gonna add some cheeky mozzarella, because that's a proper treat to get in here. So after lunch, I have my nap. What a luxury I have, and I cherish it, and I am so deeply grateful to be able to do that. So I'll see you in 30 minutes. I really don't want to get up. So I will be going out for my appointment that I've been looking forward to the whole week, even 2 weeks, maybe the whole month. But before I go, I am just going to have a pineapple.